You are sitting on the fence right now. Maybe you have been sitting there for 6 months, maybe a year, or maybe longer. And every time you almost make a move, something just came up. The news says that the prices are too high, your friend says wait for the corrections, the internet says there's a war, and so you wait and watch other people buy. But here is what I want you to think about today. What if waiting is the riskiest move you can make right now? Hi, I'm Sia from Property Scout. I help people like you make smarter property decisions, whether you're upgrading, buying your first home, or figuring out what to do with the one that you already own. Today, I'm breaking down the top 5 concerns keeping people like you on the fence. No hype, just exactly what it means for you. Whether you're a HDB owner thinking about upgrading, a first-time buyer trying to figure out if now is the right time, or a private resale owner wondering why your unit is not moving. This video is for you. Let's get into it. Concern number 1. New launch prices are going up, and the questions everyone's asking is, do I wait for them to come back down? Here is my answer. They are not coming back down. And here is the data to prove it. What GFA harmonizations did to the land prices. Here's what happened. In September 2022, the government changed the rules on how floor area is measured. This is called GFA harmonizations, and here is what it did to developers' confidence. Before the change, land prices were at peak. Pine Grove GLS Parcel A at $1,298 PSF PPR. Diamond Road $1,350 PSF PPR. After the new rules, developers turned cautious and bid lower. Emerald of Katong at $1,069 PSF PPR, which is about $233 lower than Tembusu Grand GLS. Lentor Central at $1,131 PSF PPR. Overall, land costs dropped about 10 to 15%. And lower land cost means lower launch prices for buyers. That's the window you are sitting in right now. Some projects are built on that cheaper land, and that saving was passed through to you. That is the first mover advantage. From June 2025, land prices didn't just recover, they surged. Holland Link at $1,432 PSF PPR, Danian $1,410 PSF PPR, Upper Thomson $1,062 PSF PPR, which is 17% more than what Gokulam paid for Springleaf residents. Dorset $1,338, Bedok Rise $1,330, Newton $1,820 PSF PPR, which is a new benchmark in the area. Tanjung Ru GLS $1,455, and Dover Drive at RCR $1,556 PSF PPR. All of these are 20 to 40% higher than before. When land sets new benchmark, launch prices go up, and everything around it gets pushed higher. Here's the rule you need to remember. Land sold today is a new launch in 12 to 18 months. By June 2026, these high-cost sites will start launching. If you are waiting for prices to drop, you are really waiting for the land cost to fall, which is not happening. Land is already up by 20 to 40%. The window to buy at all prices is closing. So the question is not, should I wait? The question is, how much longer can I afford to wait? Concern 2. My resale is not moving. What's going on? If you are a private resale owner right now, and your unit has been sitting on the market longer than you expected, I want you to know I understand you. But here is what I want to reframe for you. Your competition is not other resale units, it's a brand new ones. Why harmonized new launches are your real competitors? Let me show you exactly what's happening with real numbers. Sterling Residences, non-harmonized, resale, 3-bedroom, 883 square feet, transacting at $2 million to $2.718 million. Now look at Penrith, harmonized, new launch, same region at District 3, 3-bedroom, 786 square feet, starting from $1.978 million. That Penrith unit is about $30,000 cheaper. Brand new, better layout, harmonized space, and here is what buyers are figuring out. When you harmonize the 883 square feet sterling unit, the effective livable space is roughly the same. Same space, but one is resale, one is brand new. Which one do you think the buyer will be choosing? But here is the part nobody is talking about. What if I told you this is not just a problem? What if it is actually the clearest opportunity in today's market? Let me walk you through a real swap scenario. Take a Lentor Modern owner for example. It's a non-harmonized, 990 square feet, 3-bedroom, selling at around $2.408 million. You harmonize that unit, the effective space is about 930 square feet. That same owner can take that proceeds and walk into Penrith. RCR, new launch, harmonized, 936 square feet at 2.439 million. OCR resale straight into RCR new launch at essentially the same quantum, without dropping the bedroom count. Let me say that again because this is almost unheard of. You can move closer to the city, stay at the same bedroom count, and buy brand new. One more example, Park Colonial. Non-harmonized 936 square feet, 3 bedroom at 2.325 million. Swap to Sky at Holland, harmonized 915 square feet, CCR new launch at 2.394 million. An RCR resale owner stepping into a CCR new launch at essentially the same quantum. This is the window right now. So what should you do? You have already made some healthy profits. That's the real money. Look at your pricing again. Price it competitively. Edge out the competition in your own development. You sell fast, swap fast, from non-harmonized to harmonized, from old locations to better locations, from resale to brand new. And your next asset, whether the market is up or down, you will always find the buyer because it aligns with what future buyers truly want. There's your exit strategy, clear and repeatable. Concern 3. HDB prices are softening. Am I too late? Alright HDB owners, this one is for you. And I'm going to be straight with you because I think you deserve that. HDB prices have started to plateau, and the data suggests further softening ahead. So let's look at the trajectory year by year. 2021, 12.7% growth, COVID era undersupply and the prices surge. 2022, 10.4%, supply began to catch up. 2023, 4.9%, the growth normalized. 2024, 9.7%, a temporary spike as pent-up demand cleared stock. And then came 2025. Quarter 1, 1.6%. Quarter 2, 0.9%. Quarter 3, 0.4%. And Quarter 4, 0%. Zero growth. A complete flattening. Full year is just 2.9%. The peak is in, or at least very close to it. What's coming in 2026? The supply tsunami. Now let me show you the supply side, and this is where it gets serious. In 2026 alone, 13,480 MOP units hitting the market. Tampines, Dawson, Bedok, Toa Payoh, that's a lot of supply coming in at once. On top of that, we have 55,000 BTO flats launching between 2025 and 2027, plus 9,012 BTO and balance flat, including a prime project in Red Hill. More supply, same or lower demand, you already know what that does to prices. Why your cash proceeds are everything. Here is what most people overlook. When you upgrade, it's not about how high you sell, it is about how much cash you walk away with. That cash becomes your down payment, and that down payment defines your next move. If the market softens by 8 to 10%, a 800,000 flat loses 64,000 to 80,000 in value. Wait for too long and you are not just losing the price, you are losing your options. But if you act early, price ahead of the market, you avoid the full corrections and lock in a stronger proceeds. Even a 5% difference, that's a 40,000 save. And a 40,000 isn't small. It's the difference between barely qualifying and choosing what you want for your next property. My advice, be the market leader in your estate. Do not wait for the market to price your flat for you. You'll make the call yourself. Drop 1 to 3%, be the most competitively priced unit in your block. Sell fast, bank the cash, make the upgrade. The private market has a window for you right now because of the GFA harmonization advantage. But that window doesn't stay open forever. Move while both doors are still open. Concern 4. Can people even afford these prices? Every single property cycle, someone asks this question. And every single time, the market proves the skeptics wrong. Let me show you why with data. We have heard this before and you were wrong then too. When Affinity and Florence residences launched at 1.6 to 1.7 million, everyone said, who is going to pay that? Today, they are transacting at 2 to 2.2 million. When Riverfront residences 4 bedrooms sold at 1.7 to 1.8 million, same questions. And today, 2.6 to 2.8 million, close to $1 million profit. Same stories at Treasure at Tampines. The question is not whether the next buyer can afford it. The question is, why do prices keep going up? And the answer is demand doesn't stop. The population growth that creates non-stop demand. Singapore's population grew from 5.453 million to 6.11 million in the past 5 years. 160,000 new citizens, 50,000 new PRs. And Budget 2026 just announced 30,000 to 50,000 new citizens and PRs every single year for the next 5 years. Now let's do the math together. Using the past 5 years of population growth, there's 210,000 people. Divided by our average household size of 3.09, you will need 67,961 housing units. Our new loans pipeline for the next 5 years is 44,208 units. We are short on supply, and demand is holding strong. Prices are basically only going one way. The market is voting with its wallet. You want proof that people can afford and are buying? Look at what just happened. Pioneer residences, 92.5% sold on launch day. Let that sink in. Not 50%, not 70%, but 92.5% on day one. There's not market running out of buyers, there's a market running out of units. And Resale EC, the best performing EC on launch day since 2017. EC sits right on the heart of the upgraded segment. HDB upgraders, young families, first-time home buyers, they are the very groups often labeled as a price out. Yet they sold out in force and in record numbers. That tells you everything. The demand is real, the affordability is still very much in play. The only questions left is whether you are ready to move with it. Concern 5. There's a war, should I still buy? And honestly, everyone been asking me the same thing lately. Is Singapore property still a safe bet? Should I still buy? And my answer is always the same. Look at the track record. In the last 5 years, we went through COVID, a technical recessions, global conflicts, interest rates shooting up faster than anyone expected. And through all of that, prices didn't crash. In fact, they went up. That is not coincidence. There's a market telling you something. Here's the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, that demand in Singapore doesn't really disappear during uncertain times. It just pauses and then it comes back. And the reason for that is, comes down to who is actually buying here. Because of the ABSD, especially the 60% rate on foreigners, the speculative money has largely been priced out. So what's left? Singaporeans and PR, real people buying homes they actually want to live in. Upgraders, families, people who have been waiting for the right time, they are not investors trying to flip. These are people with genuine housing needs. And that group doesn't go away just because the economy gets a bit shaky. So when people ask me, is Singapore property safe? I always flip the questions. Safe compared to what? You are looking at a market where the buyers are real, the demand is sticky, and the government actively manages supply. That combination is actually pretty rare globally. And it is exactly why prices here have held up through cycles that would have crushed other markets. So the real question is not whether it's safe. The real question is, are you in the position to buy in a market like this? Because if the fundamentals are strong, the demand is not going anywhere. Waiting does not actually make things safer. It just makes things more expensive. And that brings me to something I think about a lot. Something I call the need concept. Because underneath all of this, the data, the land cost, the cooling measures, there's one thing that ties it all together. And it is actually very simple. The need concept is the foundation of everything. Think about this, whether there's a war in Iran or Russia or anywhere else on the earth, as long as it doesn't come to Singapore, a Singaporean family will still need a roof over their heads. That need doesn't pause for geopolitical events. And the government has already built the environment to make sure they can afford it. That's the formula. Natural demand, income-aligned pricing, 20 plus rounds of cooling measures, strong currency, world-class governance. In a world of uncertainty, Singapore real estate is a safe haven. Final verdict, what you should do right now. Alright, let me make this super clear. If you are a first-time buyer, stop waiting. The window is closing. Any development sitting on pre-June 2025 land, you are still getting the GFA harmonization advantage. Get in now, you will not regret it. If you are a private resale owner, drop to reasonable prices, sell fast, swap from non-harmonized to harmonized, better location, same bedroom count, brand new. Set yourself up for the next profit cycle. If you're a HDB owner, the peak's here or already behind you. So make a proactive price adjustment, sell now, protect your cash proceeds, use them to step into private while the GFA window is still open. And for everyone else, the government has aligned income growth with housing prices. Your exit strategy is clear, Your downside is protected, your upside is real. The question was never "is not the right time." The question is, can you afford to miss this window? And that's a wrap on the top 5 concerns. I hope this gave you some clarity. If it did, help to share this video. I guarantee someone in your circle is thinking about all of this right now and just doesn't know where to start. Send it to them, it might be the nudge that they need. And if you found this helpful and useful, like and subscribe. I put out content like this regularly. Real numbers, real breakdowns, no fluff. Now if you want to take this beyond this video, and if you want to sit down and map out your situation specifically, please reach out to me directly. Every situation is different, and sometimes you just need someone to walk you through the numbers with you. You can reach out to me via this QR code below, and I'll see you in the next one.